following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Hallmark of Greatness, the podcast that dumps your cold, loveless body into the nearest romantic quarry. I'm Joe, and with me as always, notorious pier enthusiast and cartography expert, it's Barney.
Wear my hot pants to climb piers. It's all good.
Don't look up. He was wearing a skirt.
Oh, was it a skirt?
Yeah, he was
Don't look up my skirt.
Yeah. And as a special guest, long-time friend of the show, the man who knows more about sharks than Chris Packham, it's John, the excellent Dammit Vince.
Yeah, except I've forgotten all of my shark facts immediately after I say them.
You've forgotten more shark facts than anyone else knows.
Yeah, it's accurate. Yeah,
Hey,
long time fan.
If you would like to keep up to date with all the Hallmark of Greatness gossip, you can follow us on Twitter at Hallmark of Great, all one word. We are on Instagram and Facebook at Hallmark of Greatness also. We've been away for a little bit due to reasons beyond my control and other people's control, but we're back now. Normal service will be resumed. And yeah, how is everyone?
Woo. We're here.
I'm excited to
That's
be there.
something, isn't it? That's the
I've made it to the
key.
main show.
Well, I thought we'd put this week's out just to spite all the Oscar people who are just going to be doing Oscar episodes this week. Who cares? It's to
We're
see all the
gonna
films that
ignore
are
the
going to win, innit?
zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I wanted to see Thingy, Short Round, Hug Harrison Ford, I'll just read my fan fiction.
Everything Everywhere All at Once is really good, though.
It is. I was talking about it the other day. It's like I think the last sort of third of it suffers a wee bit. It drags on for me.
Yeah. Okay.
But that opening, like hour or so of it, is tremendous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that it doesn't explain stuff to you it lets you work it out as it goes along, which I thought was rare for a film nowadays. But yeah, I thought it was very good. And also feeds back to Michelle Yeoh, who was in our Randall Parker episode. Yes, madam. If you haven't listened to that, go and listen to that one because Randall's back, baby, in a big way. And I've never been happier. If you haven't listened to that FG show, Randall is God, an angel, something going on. But yeah, but it's just nice to have him back on the airwaves. Shall we lean fully into this week's film, which is 2021's Love, Bubbles and Crystal Cove, or one of its many other names, Romance at Crystal Cove. Because when I tried to find this on the site I normally use to watch it at fast speed, it couldn't find it, but it found Romance at Crystal Cove.
They must have had less bath bombs.
Ah,
With less bath bomb cut.
I was going to say, it sounds like you said spaff bombs, and nobody wants that. It does go by many names, and all of them equally terrible. But do you have... it's in France. It's Le Deux Parfums de l'Amour, which I think is the two smells of love, which sounds terrible.
It does, doesn't it?
It's just
Sweat and
Chinzano and sweat. Yeah. Barney, do we have a synopsis for Love, Bubbles and Crystal Cove?
Crystal is a lush and a party planner. She hosts black tie events for the rich and the famous until one day she orders little prawns instead of Waitrose and is fired. She runs back to her little hometown and helps set up the annual baking festival, working alongside her childhood sweetheart Cole. Will Cole get to enter Crystal's Cove?
Oh, I see what you've done there. You've done a bit of Sheena Easton Sugar Wall style antics.
Also, I wrote this before I watched it, and I was very impressed at the name.
I was going to say, if in doubt, throw a Cole in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that on 100 Things We Learned From This Week, Maria from Band the Liberation Front did us a synopsis that was infinitely better than anything we have ever done ever.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just off the top of her head, but it was like every trope rolled into one, and we might have to get her on at some point, but I'm a bit scared because I don't know her. The actual synopsis for the film. Skye is preparing for another great year of her business, lather and luxury, when her childhood sweetheart, Gavin, arrives in town to help improve her business model. She initially refuses, and sparks soon fly. Now, there's a lot wrong with that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes.
First of all, great year, according to that bar chart that her mum's carrying around in her handbag.
Which did tickle me massively.
Yeah.
She just carries it around in case of emergency bar graph incidents. It's not doing well. And she initially refuses for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then
That's
she's
about it.
100% all in.
And then there's an hour of people agreeing with each other.
And sparks soon fly. Even the let me explain moment is weak.
It's all weak.
They have no chemistry.
There was a bit in it that I liked, but
it's basically them two going, smell this, smell this, smell this.
I know, and not even in a fun married couple way where it's gross stuff out of the fridge you found at the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's get into it. We open on a lovely seaside town where our protagonist Sky is giving soaps and stuff to a woman who sells it on the pier.
I thought this was like a little farmer's market. So instead of using money, she's bartering with bath bombs.
But then
because there's somebody selling quince jam, there's somebody knitting.
Is it quince jam from the Quince Jam film we did?
I just went, ooh, jam. I wonder if it's quince.
Ah, mate, we still need to get some quince jam just to see what it is. No, but she goes and gives it, like, later on they give a delivery to this woman, so she must be buying it and then selling it. But it's a small town.
There's a theme here that no one ever pays for any of the bath bombs or the soaps.
She gives away so much product in this film.
Yeah, I'm beginning to see why the business is failing.
Check that bar chart.
Yeah.
Linda. She is called Linda as well, the mum. Yeah, she gives her this stuff, and then she gives her like a key ring in return. And I'm like, what?
The locket.
Yeah.
What sort of medieval trading outpost have I stumbled into here?
What can I get for this chicken?
It has a whole, but it's supposed to be like a quaint seaside village thing where like old people go on holiday, because there's not like a roller coaster or anything.
There's nobody there.
No.
Well, no. And then she goes back to her shop, and we cut pretty much straight across to New York. Businessmen
doing business in the business factory.
It is very business factory. And we're introduced to Gavin, who looks like the guy that plays new Spock to me, Zachary Quinto.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of.
And his dad, who is just called Dad in my notes. I think he's called Vance in the actual.
I don't actually think I got his name.
No, he's just called Business Dad all the way through. I abbreviated it to BD because he just says horrible things all the way. He says, you're more likely to find me P.L. Emming up in the queues. And I was like, what is this? You're not in the army. Stop with all the...
Yeah. You can tell he's not a very nice man, though, because he plays golf in his little office, so you always know a nasty businessman plays golf in his office.
Shorthand for evil businessman,
yeah.
But they're talking about something. About
just throwing around
mergers.
Business buzzwords.
It feels very much...
Locked-in, fiscal, projections, pushing up the curve.
Yeah, that's
what are you saying?
None of this makes sense. It feels like they've stood near someone who wanted to be on The Apprentice and just copied their notes.
Yeah.
But Gavin says...
Venom.
Oh, Venom. Oh, don't. Gavin says, we've got this portfolio of small businesses. He gives his dad a croissant, right, as a peace offering, and his dad pushes it back at him and goes, I want your filthy croissant. At this point, I didn't even know it was his dad. I just thought it was like a mentor, and it's only about halfway through that you found out it's his dad. But he says he wants to take over these businesses and try and make them profitable rather than just evicting them because they own the building or something.
Something like that. Not clear.
It's like Buddy the Elf. No, it's not that.
No, how is it like that?
I don't remember that part of Elf.
Did he put 14 Pop-Tarts in the VCR?
But he's like evicting people
no,
from
do you know what? Completely different film, Pretty Woman, where they're going to make ships.
Not even vaguely the same.
Where in Pretty Woman are they making ships?
Because that's what he does, isn't it? Richard Gere, he owns businesses that pull apart other smaller businesses and sell them.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Anyway, it's irrelevant now because I mentioned Buddy the Bloody Elf.
Is that how... I love to see how your brain works at times when it's... Oh, Mum, it's Christmas. Can we watch that film about the prostitute with a heart of gold?
Yeah, I thought you were always going to name like a different Christmas film.
Like another Will Ferrell film, at least, and not...
Get further away.
So his dad goes, oh, okay, but if you don't, then I'm going to like bust you down and you won't be my right-handed man. I'm like, it's your son, I guess.
Yeah.
But
he's an evil businessman.
Business is business, I think he says, isn't he? So Gavin leaves and we cut to Sky, her mum Linda, and ethnic best friend Zoe, who is the
Yep.
best thing about it, or horny
Yes.
Zoe, as I've called her.
Yeah, that's fair.
'Cause she is up for anything in trousers, isn't she, really? And they're getting coffee and they're doing, oh, the business is doing really well. And I like how we're best friends. And at no point can any three of them walk down the street without holding something in their hand, if you notice. Because they've got coffee cups and then later on they've got ice creams. And then it's like, must just be a thing. But we cut to Linda, the mum, looking at this projections, or it must be like year on year. And it's for 10 years or so. And there was a peak about 5 years ago, and then sales have steadily dropped off because
Everyone smelt 5 years ago.
Yeah.
well,
That was the peak of the bath bomb explosion.
Sky runs a shop called Lather and Luxury, which she mentions a lot.
Yep.
And it is
Constantly.
basically a Lush, isn't it? Or I don't know if you
Yep.
have Lush in America, but like a shop that sells
Bath
bath
bombs
bombs
and soap.
and
The shop that you can smell before you can see.
once you go in, it's on your clothes for days afterwards, and it's in your nose, and it's
The one in Bury is next to a Millie's Cookies, and I feel like my senses can't cope.
The mixture there. Yeah.
Lush can get in the bin. They stopped doing my elbow grease, so no, none of that, thank you. And also their shampoo bars are way expensive. You can get Alberto Balsam ones for like £2. Anyway,
There we go. Top tip.
Good to know.
it's environmentally conscious because it doesn't come in a plastic bottle. That's why I use it.
Okay.
It's just me. Everyone else still uses it. Like Harvey's got like 8 bottles of shampoo on the go at any one given time, so she more than makes up for my little
So your
stand
net
of
contribution is
greenness.
-7.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm doing something. And they go back to this thing, and they go back to the shop, and they're doing stuff.
Are
And
they not planning the 10-year celebration?
that she wants to get a cake, and the mum's like, maybe we should save some money because. And she's like, but we're doing great. And I'm like, does your mum do the books? And you don't see any of that?
Look
'Cause
at
that's
them.
Yeah, she's got no idea. Yeah. It's
you
pretty
must
funny.
know no one's buying stuff though. Like,
Well, no, she's giving it out.
Well, they're getting plenty of stock. Just no one pays for anything.
yeah, because even that guy that comes in, I think she gives him that. Anyway,
Yeah.
and so they're doing all this, and she's like, oh, maybe we'll get a 1-tier cake then to celebrate our 10th anniversary. And they get back, and Zoe's going on about she's been on a date to a sexy seaside restaurant. And Sky says, oh, maybe I'll take my mum. And then they laugh about that because Sky is so focused on her work that she doesn't have time for a man. Or all the men in this town are at least 80, because it seems like it's like where people go to die near the sea.
Dying bath bombs.
Yeah, and quince jam and popcorn later
Yeah.
on as well.
Yeah.
Gavin shows up and he walks in and he's like, "Oh, it's your shop."
And then she drops a cake on his shoe.
Because he's so attractive, she gets flummoxed by it.
Doesn't Zoe mention something? Jawline at 3 o'clock or something.
Yep, and then
Oh,
Zoe
yeah,
knocks a load of soap over as well because she's all flustered by him as well. I think she says he's a Calvin Klein model as well. And like Jesse Hutch is a good-looking man,
Horny
like,
Zoe.
but yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. And they're like,
He looks good in a waistcoat.
which is a difficult thing to pull off. Ask any magician.
Or snooker player.
The two occupations, that isn't it? Magician.
Yeah, I was trying to find a third to chime
I was
in
thinking,
with.
there isn't one, is there?
No.
Really?
No.
Old-timey chimney sweep.
Yeah.
Someone that owns a narrowboat, but that's not really a job. And so he's like, I've come to help with this business because he doesn't actually explain to her. Her mum has to go, well, maybe we aren't doing so great. Here's this bar chart.
Yeah.
You just carry that round with you, mum? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
Whenever
even
I-
laminated.
Wait.
Whenever
time
I
to
get too
explain.
happy, I just look at it and go, even though there's a staff and no one seems to take a wage. Yeah,
But no one buys anything.
I know how it stays. It's like a lot of these things. How do they stay in business? And he's like, "Well, I'll help you. We can rebrand all this stuff. I've come to help you. I've got business skills because I've come from New York." And she's like, "No, I'm happy with everything the way it is." And Mum goes, "Well, it is shit."
Yeah.
And he goes, "All right then." She's like, "Okay then, we'll help." She goes to sit on a bench to work out her business plan or something, and he joins her. And I'm like, oh, okay, so they clearly know each other because they didn't really allude to that when they met.
Well, it's kind of awkward, right? You sort of knew something had gone on, but
I just thought she fancied him. Like,
oh no, I figured they'd like.
But it turns out he's the only person that's escaped Crystal Cove.
It's a high security.
Due to like, he must have performed some sort of blood ritual to escape.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But he's come back to help, and he's like, "Oh, I want to help you and stuff. I don't want to see your business go under, and I can use my skills, blah de blah, X, Y, and Z." But doesn't tell her that she could possibly face eviction. That is the one sticking point of the film. That's the big.
Yes, let me explain.
Is that he doesn't tell her that she could face eviction, which isn't like, you must know, you don't own the building, so. And so she's like, "Oh well, I'll come up with new ideas and stuff." She goes back. And then he follows her in.
Yep.
Like, she arrives, and 30 seconds later, like, he must have just been walking down the street after you.
That's not creepy at all.
He's hiding behind bins and like, I don't know, a big fiberglass ice cream that they'll probably have outside the ice cream shop. And he's like, "No time like the present. I'll move all these slopes slightly and put them in a pile. Oh, that's more attractive."
I love this bit, he uses terms like cognitive psychology in unattractive context. I'm like, what you mean is, mate, when things look bad, people don't buy them.
Yeah.
And all you've done is put them in a pile. It doesn't look any better.
No, it looks better. They were in like an organized pyramid as opposed to just a loosh, like throwing it on a table.
But yeah, he was using a lot of big words to say very
little. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, right, that's great. I'm going to go and make new smells out the back."
Yeah. And he wants
"What, do you mean fart?" And she was like, "No."
No. He wants her to sell more, and she doesn't want to sell things to customers that they don't want or need.
Yeah, he said basically, "We'll put a big display up at the back for your high value items." Like, what's the high value items in there? The till? A night out on Zoe? Like,
the very big bath bomb.
You can do a whole swimming pool with it. Everyone get in. But he's like, also, you need to like put things where you can do offers, and you buy this and you'll get this stuff. Like, I'm like, that is sort of common sense, though. I would have thought. Like, I don't know. Yep. I don't.
Yes, but as we know, she doesn't charge. So
yes, it's true.
The first step is to start charging people money.
At no point does he say, "Why have you not even got a till?" You've not even got one of those red boxes with a lock on it. Like, there's no way to run a business. And he goes, "Right, I'll come back tomorrow. You make some new smells, and I'll have a plan." They come in the next morning. She's made a load of stuff out the back.
And she's got the standard mark across her cheek of, "Oh, I've got face cream on my face."
Oh, I thought she'd been to an Adam Ant gig. That's a fun 80s joke for no one. But yeah, she's made like papaya and something and all this like nonsense, crushed up guava seeds to exfoliate your skin. And then instead of opening the shop to sell things to people, they're all just fucking out round the back.
Yeah.
I'll just sit there with eye masks on. Zoe's gone to sleep. It's only 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
See, this bit made me laugh because the mum took her face mask off and it was a bit pink and she was like, "Oh, you're glowing." And then I just remember mum being very allergic to that face mask.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was going to be the joke, was that like she's took her mum's top layer of skin off and like, no, it was just really, really, really pink. Yeah. Gavin shows up with a shoebox diorama he's made.
He's so proud of it, though.
I mean, I would be.
That in a night.
He's made that overnight. He's got skills. Would have been better if you put some little Warhammer figures in there or something, like some Chaos Marines near the shampoo. And he's like, "We can make this work." And like, there's a lot of fucking about in this film. In no one's of just Sky and Gavin. Like Barney said, mate, just smelling stuff constantly. Smell this. What does it smell like? I don't know. It all smells the same. Like a bloke comes in, and he's one of Gavin and Sky's old school friends who hasn't left town.
For him.
Well, and wants a bath bomb. Go on.
Yes, and he is shocked by this. He's shocked at the idea of men taking baths. Men don't do that.
No, we smell.
They're manly. We stink. Yes, it's our best.
And she goes, "Oh, this one is called what was it? It's called like Healing Explosion, because every single bath bomb that she makes is called something explosion." Right.
I'm always slightly disappointed that bath bombs don't actually explode on contact with water.
They fizz about a bit, like.
Yeah, but I want like an actual like mine going off. Like,
no, that's gonna be heavy.
Got to clean it off the walls.
Hell, I love you, toilet gun. Yeah, it's. I did have a good one that went round the bath and it left like a rainbow behind it. That was good. I liked that one, but that's just me. And he goes,
Men don't have baths, Joe.
I have a bath every Friday, whether I need it or not.
You probably need it.
I have showers during the week as well. But no, I like it. I like a bath on a Friday. Soak my legs. It's good. Put classic FM on. Lovely. I don't do any of that. I just get in the bath. And anyway, we're not here to talk about me. But yeah, he's like, oh, you have baths, do you? And then like Zoe gives him a bucket of this bath bombs. They're all wrapped in like hessian and ribbon and whatever, and a sketchbook of
which is
of
more
Sky.
of the stock she's giving away.
It's more again. How much does bath bombs cost to make? It must be pennies. All it is like bicarb, isn't it? And smells. I don't know. I should have really looked that up.
Depends what the smells are.
Sandalwood, something to think about. And then he goes home. Oh, he's now staying with Gavin is staying with his brother Cole, right? And this confused me because they're playing pool, and for about 5 minutes, I thought he was talking to himself. I thought he was having a breakdown because they look the same. They're the same person essentially. And I thought, oh, is he
where I was like, who's that? Which one?
And I was like, is he having a breakdown?
Like talking to himself.
Yeah, but no, he runs a bath and he's looking through this notebook, which is just drawings of flowers, like very nice sort of Portmeirion drawings of flowers, but it's just it's not like it's full of secret recipes or anything. And he puts this bath bomb in, and then immediately Cole appears, and he's like, "What are you doing? Are you gay now?
You big pansy."
And he was like, "No, I'm just having a bath." And he was like, well, it stinks. I can smell it all the way down the corridor. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. What is this film?
I don't know.
No, he goes back the next day. She's making more different bath bombs because, again, this is it every day. He's going like, you need to make limited edition or collections of these things so people can collect them. Like,
yeah, which is kind of more
Funko Pops. I don't know.
It's like FOMO. It's like taking advantage of FOMO.
Yeah. They could call them foam. Oh, that'd be good. Because they foam up, don't they, you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. This is why I'm not in marketing. He gives her the book back and he's like, yeah, this is great. You need to do these limited edition things. Does she then go, like, come with me? And
she teaches him how to exfoliate.
Oh, yeah, in this copper basin that they've got out the back.
They've got all sorts out the back. They should open that up.
But it's but I think they do, because doesn't Zoe's kid come and make stuff, and she calls it like it's
her niece.
It's a sparkle pink surprise explosion bomb something. It's shite.
God knows.
Yeah, she teaches him how to use the thing, and he's like, "Oh wow, my hands are so soft." And then she takes him out to the old kissing tree, which is where she gets all her ideas, apparently.
Again, she says, "Let's go for a hike." She ain't hiking in them shoes.
This is Barney's shoes in the snow all over again.
She's got open toe heels on. Absolutely not. You ain't hiking in that, and you're not sitting in grass because all the little bugs will eat your toes. But he thinks she's brought a picnic, and he's bitterly disappointed.
I would be disappointed. I've come all the way out here to the old kissing tree
to smell more smells.
All you do is bring more smells with you. Bloody hell, woman! You're obsessed. And he does this. It's just this thing of like, what's this? And he's like, oh, it's lemon. It reminds me of citrus and freshness and stuff. And then she goes, right, what's that now? And he goes, oh, it smells thing. And she goes, I've put musk in it. And I was like, you rubbed it on your armpit? What the fuck?
She's got little pipettes of musk.
What's musk? Is that something that skunk sprayed at people?
In this context,
she's got that.
Yeah.
Oh,
skunk surprise explosion.
Don't have to express the juice out of a skunk. Yeah. Again, it serves no purpose, but this is where we find out that they used to go out, and then Gavin's mum died, and instead of go on,
then she makes him smell a smell of his mum, which is a bit weird.
Lambert and Butler and Cinzano again. Yeah. Gavin.
It's not.
She's not dead. She just left. She went out to buy cigarettes and never came back. So she died, and then him and his dad started this business and threw themselves into it. Cole isn't bothered that his mum's dead because he never mentions it.
No,
but then
he's not part of the business either.
Well, he didn't want to be. He said he didn't like what it had made them or something.
Yeah,
he did allude to it. He probably does ice sculpting or something down the pier.
His dad didn't have the means to take care of his mum, so he wanted to make the money so it wouldn't happen again, type thing.
Can't bring her back, mate. It's not Pet Cemetery. But yeah, it was all very convoluted. And then he's like, and that's why I had to leave Crystal Cove to live in the city. And she's like, but you never phoned or anything. And he's like, I just thought it was better. And I was like, it's not all on him, Sky. His mum's just died. You should have reached out. No, you didn't, did you? You just was like...
It was like that hadn't occurred to her at all, that maybe his mum dying might be part of the catalyst for this.
Yeah.
Strange behaviour.
She then said, oh, well, I took all that heartbreak and poured it into lather and luxury. And I was like, what? What are you on about? I don't understand.
I don't.
It doesn't make sense. And then, like, she's like, but I realise now that there's no love in it or something. It was very bewilderingly confusing. But they're getting on now anyway. They're having fun. They're like best pals.
Yeah, they're throwing grapes at each other and shit, aren't they? Frolicking.
Yeah, that's the standard we're in love. Yeah, is that they throw food at each other. Which is, you could probably get a fair whip on a grape, though, like, if you threw it hard enough. Like, if you wanted to hurt
Imagine if they're your vines, though. You're like, fuck off out my vines. What you doing?
Chasing them off with a stick. Get out of here. Yeah, they go back to the thing. They're making stuff. Gavin's trying to help in the shop, and he doesn't know what he's doing. Some lad comes in and he's like, my girlfriend likes Valentine's Day. Recommend something.
And he's just smelling random things going, this one? No.
Does this smell good? It's called Explosion. It's the most exploding bath bomb we do, I'm afraid. It's got real nitroglycerin in it. It's created by John on it for some reason. And then
may have forgotten the point of bath bombs.
They're not actually to explode. They're not IEDs. And then, like, Cole shows up because they have, like, is this where they have the weird raffle thing?
They had a competition to design a scent, didn't they? And they promoted it.
I missed that bit, though. I missed the whole people creating. I missed the whole thing.
Well, that's
because it wasn't in it.
It is sort of. They go off to drop their delivery to the old lady who was their primary school teacher.
Yeah.
And then Cole's like, I'm going to go and hand out more free samples because fuck it. And the old lady is like, the old lady basically says, you best get yourself pregnant from him because otherwise he's going to leave. She basically entrap him into staying. Like, you taught me maths. This is weird.
Where's the popcorn bit? Because
this is around here.
This upset me because the guy had a whole bucket full of popcorn and he scooped one more bit of popcorn on top of it and handed it over. And then Gavin paid with a leaflet that he was handing out. It wasn't money. It was a leaflet.
What is the economy of this town?
Yeah, it's all worked on a bartering system. I don't know. I honestly don't know how it works. They gave out
all these free samples again, and there was no like labels or anything on them to tell you like where to go to do the thing. There was no information about a contest.
I think you just know it's the one bath
on
bomb.
it. What if you're allergic?
Yeah, that's true. Could have stuff in it. Yeah. What annoyed me about the popcorn bit was Gavin said, "Oh, there's a man doing what was it? It's like
food edible artistry.
Edible artistry. It was popcorn." I mean, if you put some like melted marshmallows and toffee in it, you can sculpt it into shapes. I've watched a lot of Nailed It and stuff like that. But it was just popcorn in a tub. Unless it's a tub, that was the artistry. But then they stand on a pier and they're like, "Oh, this is great. We should go and have some food in a minute. I'm going to go and harass these two smelly hippies over here and give them my last bath bomb because they stink." And she's like, "Yes, they do." They go and have Thai food at the seaside.
Yep.
I laughed at this because he's like, why don't we make a bath bomb that's got like lemongrass and stuff in it? And she went, basically soup, peanuts in it. And I was like, I mean, I'd be into like a bath bomb that was also soup. So if you're in the bath, you got peckish, you could just.
Oh no, I don't want to eat soup with my own skin in it.
Oh, you think you're too fucking good for that? Aren't you?
Cost of living crisis, Bernie.
Yeah. I'm not saying other people have to get in after you and it gets all cloudy. I'm not saying that. But yeah, she laughs at him and it turns out like he was a volleyball player and all this stuff that never comes into play again. He goes, "Oh, I have something to say to you." And then I think his phone goes off and he goes, "Anyway, I have to go now. My planet needs me."
Which would have been a more satisfying end to the film.
Yeah. And she goes, "Oh, I thought you want to say something." And he's like, "Oh, no, forget it." She goes home. And is this when his dad shows up?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because again, there's a lot of them just hanging out in the shop sniffing stuff.
Oh, they light some lanterns first on water for some random reason.
Oh, just to murder some otters. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Dad turns up.
So
we're at the point where my notes are getting a lot less clear because I was just losing my mind at this point.
It gets you like that, yeah. Yeah, they decide to just, put some trash into the ocean to strangle some otters or kill a jellyfish, whatever.
There's no reason behind it. They just do it.
Right, because is this the bit where Zoe and Cole are on a date as well with them?
Oh, because they have like a school reunion thing. We sort of missed that
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah, the most bougie school reunion where they play croquet.
I was like, why are they playing croquet? Is this a thing?
Well, it's a small town, but only like 10 of them went to school.
Croquet!
So croquet is the obvious team
Croquet.
sport.
On a not very level ground either, so it would have been a nightmare.
With
I
their
don't-
quince jam and their bath bombs.
and their croquet and the one brown person in the town. Yeah. Yeah. And then afterwards they go down to the right. This was the bit that I was like, I have to rewind it. Because they go down to this thing and they're having a talk down on the pier again, because there's only 3 filming locations in this film. And Cole shows up and he goes, look what the tide's brought in. This only happens every so often. And then it cuts to the sea. Nothing's happened. I thought it would be like some of that, like bioluminescent algae or something, like some, and it's just water.
Anything. Shark.
It's
Anything.
like that's just the ocean. That's how tides work. Cole, you live here. You should know
He's just
this.
pointing in horror at the water. Like, oh my God.
It's higher than it was before, Father.
We have the same conversation every day.
He's like Memento. He's got very poor short-term memory. They go home and Vance, business dad's arrived. And he's like, what the fuck is going on here? Why haven't you done anything in these other businesses? And Gavin's like, because blah, de blah, X, Y, and Z. Sky has made like a special smell for Gavin. Lord knows what's in that. I don't want to think about it.
It's a fart in a jar.
I was just assuming she's
I
been
made
saving
this
it up.
for you.
Yeah, I ate a lot of beans. She goes round. Cole opens the door. It feels like it's about midnight at this point as well. And she goes, I know it's late. And I was like, yeah, it is. But I thought I'd just
Creeping around.
drop these bath bombs off. Oh, hello, business dad. And she overhears him saying, or we can evict them from the premises. And she goes, what? And literally at this point, we do get a, let me explain, he does say it. I might start cutting these out to make a jingle at some point.
Yes.
And she goes, oh, I made you these, but whatever. Stomps off. And he's like, and the grand reopening tomorrow is cancelled. And I was like, he's trying to help? Like,
Yeah.
it feels like an overreaction for the sake of the plot.
Feels like, can you just stop for
Yeah.
10 seconds while I explain what's going on?
Have you not seen me here for the past week, helping you redo all of this? I made a diorama in a shoebox, for
I
God's
guess-
sake.
His dad wants her to sign over her ideas to like the big distributors. Maybe.
Oh,
she
is that
thinks
what it was?
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe-
Well, Rogers and Rogers, or whatever they were called.
They were
sure.
called Rogers and Rogers, yeah.
Yeah.
But Gavin makes Dad smell the mum perfume bath bomb, and he's like transported back to. It's like Scrooge.
Yes,
I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not even going to say any other films because
Is it like Scrooge, or is it like Midnight Cowboy?
It's like that film, Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah. It's like Saw in a lot of ways.
I've only seen 5 films in my life. Leave me alone.
Yeah, Dad has the quickest face turn.
He really goes, oh shit, I've just been wrong all along. I hope I can save the day.
Because of
You boy,
Sky's
what
smell.
day is it?
Yeah. That shop 2 streets over with the giant bath bomb in the window, is it still there? What day is it today? It's the reopening of Lather and Luxury. I haven't
And
missed
love.
it.
It's got an extra bit on the
Oh, has
side.
it now? I missed
And I
that.
quickly point out there's a bit where they're like refurbishing the shop for the opening, and I swear they're painting a blackboard.
I thought
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
A
Like, we
2-man
don't-
operation to paint a 6x4 foot blackboard.
they don't see it. No, you can just rub things off it. They're like painting over it. I don't understand.
Occasionally, you do have to repaint them, I think. But yeah, it felt strange that they were both doing that.
Yeah.
We're like, no one going to paint the walls or anything?
No,
it's
just the
blackboard for
blackboard
us.
and balloons.
We'll put balloons on the
Oh, yeah.
floor because everyone loves that.
Yeah.
Ugh, hate. I wouldn't go in there on principle. So she goes, I've cancelled it. Zoe and Linda show up in the morning and go, oh, come on, stop being such a soft tart. And she goes, oh, okay, then, fair enough.
And Zoe
I
just says
brought you
several
these
times.
giant pair of scissors.
Yeah. Zoe's just like, did you let him explain?
Zoe does say it a lot as well.
Yeah.
I was like,
Are you sure you let him explain?
And she's like, oh, okay, then. Let's go and open the store. We'll head off now and we'll finish decorating. And Zoe and Linda are like, we'll go. You go and have a wash because you stink, basically.
Here's a bath bomb.
No, here's just like some soap. Like, just smell clean, like a normal person, not like a roving old lady's knicker drawer. Gavin, on the other hand, has changed his mind as well. Phones up Linda because he's got her number somehow over the previous days. and he's like, I'll meet you there. I've got a plan. He doesn't. They arrive. They've got these big scissors. They open it up. They give away so much stock. So much stock.
One day
But
they'll
they go.
charge.
So Gavin arrives out of the store, and then him and Sky go into the store. Not one customer follows them.
They know they're going to have a moment. Linda's holding them back. He's like, hang
They're
on.
just walking past. It's like it's a grand reopening. Surely you'd follow her in.
They need to do some talking first before they can sell. Well, give away
Give
stock.
away bath bombs.
Yeah. But yeah, then they then go, oh, I love you. Always have. And then it sort of ends.
Yep. And if you
Well, that shop looks no different apart from it's got dangly things off the ceiling.
they spent hours painting that blackboard.
It's not
It's
even
like Joe's Christmas decorations hanging from
Yeah.
ceiling. That's what it is.
There's some balloons as well. That's about it.
on the floor. They've not even put them up or done rude balloons. 2 round ones and a long one.
Yeah.
Might have been a balloon arch that collapsed.
Bone. Yeah. And that's basically the film. Like, I think that's how it ends. There's no, like,
No.
No, there's nothing.
Did they do a smooch?
I
Yeah.
don't even, did they
was
do
awkward.
a deep kiss?
Because normally I write smooch at the end and I haven't. I've just put, why has no one followed them into the shop? That's
I've written,
my last
I've written
sentence.
awkward kiss.
Yeah. Oh, and Zoe
No,
and Cole
they
are
do.
going at it as well now, so that'll be fun.
Well, he did bring her flowers, so
Her favourite flowers.
forget me not.
Forget me nots.
Terrible.
They'll be in a bath bomb then tomorrow.
She won't, because she says it's all natural products, and yet she's using loads of essences and stuff. Like, she's using loads of oils. See, it's not, is it? She's a fake. But yeah, that's the end of the film. I absolutely hated this because
It was
nothing
awful.
happened. There was no,
No.
like, even the evil business dad wasn't really evil.
No, we just
No.
needed a smell and you were
you
fine.
know, smell, yeah.
Well, smells and memory are closely linked, and no other senses are that closely linked. It's not true. I believe like sound also has a very big effect on memory as well.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
it
they
does.
use music with Alzheimer's patients and stuff.
Yeah.
Keep it light. But yeah. But that's it. That was the
It
film.
was when
A
you
man and a woman gently argue briefly in a lush,
and then just agree with each other for ages.
and then just fuck about smelling stuff for the next 45 minutes.
When you got me to watch this, I assumed I'd upset you somehow.
I hadn't watched it when I suggested it, to be honest, mate. If I had watched it, I wouldn't have recommended it because it's just one of those ones that has the criminal sin of nothing happening and it being very boring. The main woman in it is fine. Like, the
Sure.
cast in it are good. The mum's not very good. But there's no conflict. I think you texted me and said, nothing's happening. There's no conflict in this.
No, they're not.
No.
They're
No
not butting
stakes.
heads about the store or anything. They're
Oh, I
not.
think we should do. I thought that was going to be his big thing. Was like, we're going to do manly bath bombs, bath grenades,
Yeah.
we'll call them. And
Yes.
right, and then she'd be
Bath
like, "No,
C4.
this is for this
Sea
is for
mines.
See, all good ideas. Seafoam. And that was
Can't
gonna
give
be
it to
like,
Cole because he's shit scared of the sea when it comes in.
ah!
What is that?
Is that why he doesn't like baths? Because he thinks the sea's getting him in his house.
It's coming for me.
It's coming out the taps, father. But yeah, that's it. So, Barney, your score.
That's a good score.
One.
Just
One regular bath bomb.
Oh, just regular.
Yeah.
Okay, John.
one bath bomb that smells a little bit of poo.
Lovely stuff.
Oh, brutal.
I'm gonna give it 1 bronze Snoop pool table with the same man playing himself on it. Because
Would have been a more interesting film.
if he had like a split personality and one of them was like, I fucking hate bath bombs, and the other one was like, I love them, at least it would have been like split,
Snorting
but
them.
smashing them up and like, yeah, jojoba. Right.
Cocaine Bear got very, very different.
Just called Lush Gavin, this one. Right, due to me forgetting to do it because Katie's not here, there is no facts this week. There's nothing really interesting about these people anyway. But what I have done is I have done you a little wee quiz on, are these real bath bombs that you can buy, or have I made them up?
Great.
Bear in
Oh,
mind,
no.
they don't have explosion at the end of them all, but I have put explosion on just for comedy purposes.
Sure.
Okay, so number 1, flamingo egg explosion.
Real.
Not real.
It's very much real. These are all from
Yeah.
Lush, by the way.
Oh,
'Cause
of
I couldn't
course,
think of
right.
any other places that sell this sort of tosh.
No, I think Lush has taken over them all.
At number 2, well, like, what was that? What was the purple stuff in the Body Shop bag, like the 90s? That everything smelled of, like, not Burberry, like, it's not
I
important.
don't know.
it'll come
Before
to me.
bath bombs, it were them oil capsules that used to make you slip and kill
Oh,
yourself. when you
death
got out
traps
of
and
the bath.
things. Number 2, Toby's magic cow explosion.
No.
No, surely not.
Very much real.
No, it's not.
It's a little cow, and it explodes in the bath.
I
Yeah.
need to buy this immediately.
It's about £6 a thing. I'd
Oh,
be in the
no,
bath all
no.
day for £6.
No, I don't.
Number 3, unruly discharge explosion.
Stop it. No.
Surely not.
No, that's a Joe one through and through, that one. Number 4, unicorn poop explosion.
I think that's real.
Yeah, that's real.
It is a very rainbowy, glittery one. And finally, lusty giant explosion.
I'm gonna go for yes.
No.
Real.
No, I
Oh.
would like it very much to be one, but sadly...
If you'd have said lushy giant, I'd be
I didn't think of that, to be fair.
from Lush.
I
I
was
was
right,
more
on the
hope-
bus on the way home while a man was eating a secret pie. So it's like a
I'm
whole
more hoping it was real than really thinking it was.
Secret pies are the best one.
Just put some matey in the bath. That's the best smell anyway.
And it cleans the bath
It does not clean the bath. You still have to clean the bath. Especially when I've been in it on a Friday.
on a Friday.
Making your soup.
Do you have peanuts in your soup?
Very personal question.
Right, only 8 people have watched this film and done a review.
And we were three
That's
of us.
more than I thought.
And it wasn't very positive.
No.
Understandable.
So Ton Chin Chin gave it a 3 out of 10, titled "It's Not Hallmark."
No, it's not.
No. And he says further on, it's a real one entertainment movie. They produce a lot of up TV movies. Now for the movie.
Thanks,
Stephanie Bennett
Rin Tin
has-
Tin, or whatever he was called.
Stephanie Bennett has a nice smile. She smiles too much. Her friend Zoe smiles too much.
That was a bit of a turn. It's nice, but not that much.
The mother has a personality of a wet wash rag.
That's true. She is a bit of a damp heron.
Jesse Hutch has good chemistry with most of his leading ladies. He smiles too much. His smile is creepy.
Sorry, is Rin Tin Tin the fucking smile monitor? What's going on here?
I don't know. Oh, hang on. When Stephanie Bennett and Jesse Hutch smile at each other, it's creepy.
What is going on here?
Is
I don't know. He saw smiles and that was it. The plot of the movie is boilerplate. Big company. I don't know what that means.
I mean, it's formulaic. It's standard.
Oh, okay. Well, we know that. That's why we watch these films.
Yes.
Big company tries to put small shop out of business. Love prevails. It's creepy. The scenery is nice, though. They go on a hike. She's in heels. Yeah, right.
I see. You in it.
He's working from his brother's apartment in a 3-piece suit. Yeah, right. I watched this movie and I can't believe
Is this
I
a
did.
rap?
3 stars for the scenery.
I think that man thinks that humans are like chimps, and if you show teeth, it's a sign of aggression. It's the only thing I can think of. Because, like, I thought there was smiling in it. I didn't think there was too much.
I didn't
I wasn't really
notice.
keeping track. I'm going to have to do a smile count in future films.
I was slipping into a coma at certain parts,
Yeah.
but I don't remember there being too much smiling.
See, what you need if you're falling into a coma is a lavender explosion.
Lavender.
Lavender
No,
puts you to
lavender
sleep.
makes you sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the opposite of lavender? Caffeine explosion.
Anti-lavender.
Be in more of a coma. And I'll leave you with the wise words of Rob's Punk. 1 out of 10. This movie made me throw up. I
Fucking hell,
I didn't manage to get to the toilet in time, so it went all over my TV. I felt extremely satisfied as the TV sparked and died. I knew this movie would not work again. There we go.
Rob, mate.
Well,
I think that says more about you than.
he is aware he's not got the only copy of the film in the world as well. Like it's not like he's sealed for evil forever.
It will
Him and
find
Chin
its way
Chin
out.
getting together
Yeah.
talking about smiles and vomit.
Just like Gypsy Woman said. I mean, that's it. There's nothing more to say, is there really?
I'm
Please,
surprised we got
can
this much out
somebody
of it.
recommend us a film? Because we just can't be trusted.
Yeah, if you have a film that's readily available, I'm not going to say on Amazon, but I can lay my hands on most of them through fair means or foul, that is at least slightly good. Like, I'm not asking for a lot. We're not praying for miracles here, but at least something that there's stakes, there's a risk, there's just something, because these
Anything.
are just.
He didn't even have a hobby. He didn't have a side hobby. He didn't whittle. He didn't ice sculpt. He didn't have a maple farm. And
He didn't, did he?
no.
I'm very
That's very
impressed
unusual.
that you guys like sit through one of these films every week, because I was losing my mind with this one.
This one was particularly
Yeah,
bland.
there are. We'll
Right.
get you back on for another one, because actually you. No, what you did Santa with muscles, didn't you?
Yeah.
Before? Yes, previously. At least that was fun because it was shit.
Yeah, it was dumb.
This
I-
is just
I
terrible.
kind of hated it, but at least it was funny to laugh at. This was just sort of
Because there's loads of daft nonsense in it, and Hulk Hogan doing acting, which is always fun. But this, this was just like it's the equivalent of just painting your house beige. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
the last bits of my notes have like countdowns on it. It's like there's 30 minutes left. There's
Oh,
28
you
minutes left.
you reach that point where you're going, how is there still half an hour left? Yeah, that's standard.
Still
note
What is there
writing
left to
format.
do?
Why is it still happening to me?
Who is this person now? John, tell people where they can find you, as if they don't already know.
Yeah, you can find us at Dammit Vince Pod. We are Joe's first podcast, the one you make all the mistakes on, so the second one can thrive.
That's not true at all.
Do wrestling news, show reviews, predictions, and for some reason none of us can remember. We do Shark Facts.
I
which
honestly
think
don't
is-
remember how that started.
I don't know either, but it's the most popular section.
I know. Yes.
Give us a listen if you like wrestling, or if you don't, because we get distracted quite a lot, especially when it's me and Joe.
Yeah. Especially if it's just me and John doing it, there'll be a lot of talk about neighbours or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say your favourite lines from the film, but I honestly can't remember any.
Someone called Calvin Klein. There's a model in the store.
Oh, I've written down, when someone ups and leaves, it's safe to assume they've left all their memories behind too.
That's
Ooh,
quite
deep.
deep, isn't it?
It sounds deep. I don't think it's actually very deep.
Are you having a bath? It stinks down there. Say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. If you mock the laptop, it cuts you off.